Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Burnt Church. I hope everybody's having a good day. It's early in the morning here. I've just let the chickens out, and it's looking like it's going to be a real pretty day. We've got a little problem out here in the garden, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to address this problem today. It's a pretty common problem that we have anyway, and I've got a new technique I'm going to try this year, and I'm going to share it with you. We'll go out here in the garden, and I'll show you what it is. So right here is the tomato plant that we're having problems with. I'll show you what this looks like. I hope you can see it. The end of the tomato is rotting. And my wife picked several of these off yesterday. She put this stick here to where I'd know which one it was. So I'm going to show you how we're going to address this year. Now, this is our first year of trying this. They sell a product, it's called Blossom End Rot, I think's the name of it, that you mix with water and you spray on these. But we've got an organic method that we're going to try and see if that'll work. So you can see here, I started this on 4/9/23. And this is eggshells, crushed up eggshells, and vinegar. I can't really remember how long it takes for this to make. I'll have to look back and see. I'll try to put the instructions up here on how you make this. Either that or I'll talk about it here in a few minutes. I'm going to have to look back and see because, like I said, this is the first time I've made this. And it's vinegar and eggshells, and you let it set, if I'm not mistaken, 3 weeks. But I'll have to look to make sure. And the way that I'm using this is I'm putting like 2 or 3 tablespoons for a gallon of water is the way I'm using it. So I've got it mixed up here. I'm going to pour it all over the tomato plant, leaves and all. And we'll try to keep an eye on this and see if it helps this plant. You can see this stick here that my wife put to where I know where to find it. I'm going to leave that stick there. I'm going to check the one beside of it and see if it's that way also. Yeah, this one beside of it is the same way. So I'm going to water it down also with it. I've looked at some of these other little tomatoes, and I haven't seen any more like this, but I'm going to look back a little closer now since I found this one here. This is supposed to do the same thing as the Blossom End Rot. What it does is that vinegar leaches the calcium out of those eggshells, and I reckon it's a more natural way of doing it. And anything that I can make here at the homestead on my own without having to go buy it is a plus for me. It saves you money and you have it on hand. When you get ready to do this, all you have to do is have this egg calcium made up. And from my understanding, it'll keep in this jar at least for the whole season of growing, from what I understand about it. And if this works, it's going to be a big benefit for us. And this was just about 4 or 5 eggshells. I can't really remember. It was either 4 or 5 that you just crush them up. The smaller you can crush it up, really the better. It gives it more surface for the vinegar to work with. But if you're going to leave it in there for a long period of time, I would think that it'll probably, even big chunks, it'll get the calcium out of it over time. And you can see I started mine a good while back, so this is 2 months old. So we'll keep an eye on this and see if it works or not. If it works, it's going to be great. So it's been about a week, somewhere thereabouts, since we've sprayed this with our calcium that we leached from the eggshells. I'll turn you around here and show you a few of the tomatoes on here. And you can be your own judge about whether you think it helped or not. So here's the stick that my wife had stuck up. I left it there to where we could find this tomato plant pretty easy. I'm going to take you down here under them. That one there got a little bit of a sign, looks like, to where might be some blossom end right. These others and the new ones, they all seem to be looking pretty good. Now some of them's got a bloom on the end of them, you can see right here, but that'll come off. This was the one beside of it that we sprayed. So I think that has helped this one. That's my opinion. And I think it's been long enough to have known a lot of those tomatoes have come on since when we watered them down before. And I only done it that one time. I'm sure that if anybody done it more than once, that it wouldn't hurt anything. It also leaches a little bit of phosphorus from those eggshells, is what I've been reading. So you get just a trace amount of phosphorus, but you get a good bit of calcium. There's a sneak peek at our corn. Looks like I need to do a video about it pretty soon. It's tossling real good. I hope everybody's out in their garden having a good time this summer. If any of you have any home remedies for this blossom end rot, or just any home remedies for gardening period, leave them in the comments. I would sure like to hear about them. Maybe even try them in a video. I'm always looking for new ways of handling old problems, because this has been a problem for us off and on for years. And like I said, I used to use that blossom end rot, and I hadn't got a bottle of it right now. I can't tell you what was in it. It was store-bought, so I'm pretty sure it was probably chemicals. But that's the way I handled it in the past. But we're trying this way, and we got our fingers crossed, hoping that it'll work. So I thank y'all for watching. I pray God blesses you, and I'll see you in the next one.